Hey, what's going on, traders? Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys all had an amazing weekend and we're all able to enjoy Christmas with your family. But as usual, I'm going to go ahead and provide you guys with a recap and let you guys know how my trading went. So let's get right into today's video. And I do apologize if I sound a bit congested. I have been dealing with a sickness the past few days. So I'm going to go ahead and try my best. And so as you guys can see, unfortunately today, overall our account was red on the day. But in terms of my trading, I was actually able to walk away green, right? So I made $100.84 on SQQQ, right? And we are down on the day because the rest of our stocks have been tanking. Tesla was a big one, as you guys can see. In terms of my filled orders, you guys can see I started trading right at 6:30, right at market open, right? And I stopped trading at 6:40. 6:40, so I was trading for literally 10 minutes and I hit my daily goal. So that's what caused me to stop trading and walk away on the day. And so how was I able to actually profit with the market being down today? Well, I was trading the inverse ETF SQQQ, right? So what did I see going on? Well, I saw that the NASDAQ was trading between the middle and bottom VWAP during this pre-market session, right? And what you guys will notice is it started to form these lower lows and lower highs, right? And it was just continuously selling off. And so heading into market open, this thing was able to recover a bit, right? But ultimately, what did we see going on? Well, I saw that the NASDAQ was selling off, right? Making these lower lows and lower highs. So I'm not going to try to predict direction. I'm going to go with direction, right? So this thing's clearly selling off. The only other confirmation I needed was at market open for this thing to start to have decent red bars, right? Or red candles, my apologies. And so what I mean is as this thing, started to peak out and became overextended, at 6:30 market open, we saw this huge red bar, right? And because of this red bar, I decided to start going with, the actual direction on the day. Although it was selling off pre-market, there was a chance it could have changed during market open and started an uptrend. But given I saw the heavy selling pressure as the market opened, right, and all the buyers entered, so that's what made me want to get into SQQQ. And ultimately, as this thing continued to sell off, I was just doing my part in going with these candles, right? So this thing would sell off, I would buy in with a 25% position size, then I would just be adding as it continues to fall. If I saw this thing start to bounce, I would try to reduce my position and then get back in once I saw it start to break below support, right? So market open on this candle here, that's when I started to buy in and I stopped trading right around this area. So on this last red bar that ended up selling off here, that's where I cut it and walked away, right? So as you guys can see here on my SQQQ position, right, I made $100.84 within 10 minutes. So I was very grateful for that. I was just grateful for the fact that I was able to, not just watch my account bleed today with the NASDAQ being down, right? But instead I was able to make some of that loss back that I would have just incurred by not even trading anything, right? So that's why I really like the idea of inverse ETFs and the fact that you can make money even when the market's selling off. And take me, for example, I woke up, sick today, and there aren't that many jobs that you can still show up to sick and, still make some decent money. Like, for example, most jobs, right, require some type of physical labor. And so with trading, it's beautiful because there is none of that. It's just all really mental. And so the fact that I was still able to trade while being sick today, just goes to show how much value I really see in trading in the long term, right? Because I'd be able to trade even on days when I may not be necessarily feeling the best, right? But as you guys can see here too, right, I actually did decide to buy 2 shares of Tesla literally, like 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, I decided to buy in. And the main reason for that is Tesla, as you guys can see, has been selling off ridiculously, right? This is just the past 10 days. It was trading at $180. Now it's almost at $100 a share. So it's been absolutely tanking. If you guys take a look at Tesla on the year, you can see it was at $402 literally at the beginning of this year. And now heading into the New Year's, right, we are at $109 a share. And so given the fact that Tesla, right, on the bigger time frames has been dying so much, right, it's important to make sure that if you are invested, right, that you're making sure that you're not just going all in, right? You're making sure that you're taking a calculated risk and not just buying in heavy. And so the reason why I decided to pick up 2 shares is Tesla died another 11% today, and that's after it's been dying day over day over day, right? And I just personally see lots of value long term in Tesla. I think if they are able to get the full self-driving capability down, it can be huge for the stock price, obviously, right? And the fact that they are working on releasing the Optimus spots, right? So that's obviously something that's not going to be here anytime soon. But I do see lots of value long term in terms of those projects that Tesla is currently working on. And then hopefully they are going to be releasing the Cybertruck soon, right? They keep pushing it back, but once it finally starts to get released, then hopefully we can stop seeing lots of this selling pressure. And with Elon, right, taking all of his attention back to Tesla and trying to find a CEO for Twitter, I think that would be in the best interest of the stock long term, right? That's what everyone's saying, right? That they would like to see Elon just find a new CEO for Twitter. I personally agree with that too. I think he should be focusing more of his time on Tesla and SpaceX, but that's just personally me, right? And so, given this thing has been falling so much, I still see lots of value long term in Tesla. So that's why I'm still buying in, even though it's bleeding. And if you guys noticed, right, I didn't buy in with a crazy amount. I'm buying in with 2 shares at a time. That's $200 pretty much, $220. Not a lot, right? Just because I buy in with these 2 shares, it's not going to wreck me tomorrow if this thing were to fall another 10, 20, 30, 40%. It wouldn't wreck me, right? Because I'm not in with an amount that I necessarily care so much about, right? If this thing were to go to 0 and I lost all my money on Tesla, I'd be fine with it because I'm not so heavily invested. And that's what I really want to stress with you guys too, right? As this thing is tanking, right, and lots of selling pressures happening, these are honestly times when you can potentially pick stuff up at a good deal. Doesn't mean it has to bounce around here. Absolutely not. This thing can continue to fall for all we know, right? I'm not here to predict what's going to happen. I'm just here to prepare for it, right? So what I'm looking out for is this thing to obviously find some form of support and start to break above this EMA. If you can notice, right, it's been absolutely getting rejected very aggressively by the EMA. Every time it tries to approach it again, it'll sell off. Tries to approach, sell off, right? So we need to see this thing break above the EMA and start using it as a support rather than the resistance. And only then, once I see that happening, right, and I see that the NASDAQ as a whole is starting to pick back up, that's when I'm truly going to start to step on the gas with my swing positions, right? Because if you guys notice, we're down about $1,000 on our swings. And we sold out of Rivian, right, and Lucid for a loss about a week and a half ago. And that was an additional $400 loss. So we really should be down about $1,400 right now on our swings. Are we scared? Not really, to be honest, right? We prepared for it. That's why we didn't buy in with a heavy amount into anything, right? Each stock we have, the most we have in it is about $1,000 to $1,500. So not the end of the world, right? And that's pretty much everything I did want to make you guys aware of, right? The NASDAQ still selling off. Every time it breaks above the EMA, it'll sell off. It just broke above it. It's selling off. We got to see if it's going to break below this support level and continue to bleed, or if we are going to see a slight little bounce, right? So we just have to follow up with it and wait and see what happens. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in. And I do apologize if I am breathing heavy or anything like that since I am sick. My asthma's, acting up. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I hope you guys all found some value in today's video, and I will be posting a recap tomorrow, so I will definitely be seeing you guys then. Other than that, if you guys have any questions at all, go ahead and drop a comment, and I will be more than happy to answer that myself. But thank you guys so much again. It's been a nice Tuesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.